Hello, this is QWERTY. As you can see, I am in the new map thing. Yay. GSW 2.5. Good Squid Water. Yeah, someone made a joke about the acronym for GSW, saying it should stand for that, and I think I took them a little bit too literally. But mostly, this isn't meant to be a serious map. Really, the map is only meant as a sort of test bed for some stuff. Like, I wanted to get used to the idea of housing all of your redstone at spawn. As you can see, a very minimalist design. You can see, like, there's just a few command blocks on this end, and I'm not making any attempt to hide them. There are a few behind there. It's just, yeah, you can see the buttons down there. So it's really not a lot of complicated redstone, but what I really wanted to do in this map is sort of figure out interesting ways that I could use /summon to basically to minimize the redstone, to make it a lot more compact, to make it a lot more viable. So I guess I might as well start by going over gameplay. It's very simple. You press this button to get a squid, and you can pick your choice of squid. You don't see the names, but they do have names. When you do, the button goes away, and you get teleported up here. Your new squid gets dumped into this container right here. Hello, Mr. Squid. The sign over here gets updated, and this is where the interesting stuff happens. So back here, you've got the thing that actually buys you a new squid. You might see this command block is a pretty standard, it's a pretty standard, purchase command block. It tests the score, deducts the score. Any map maker's gonna know exactly what that does. But note that I was able to buy without any monies the first time. That's because, it was originally just test for at A. Notice I've got a block underneath the command block. That's because when I activated that circuit, I actually replaced the command block with a, hang on a moment, technical difficulties now. Alright, technical difficulties over. Anyway, as I was saying, when you obtain your new squid buddy, it reduces your monies according to the current price. As you can see, I've gotten a couple paydays since then. That's because every squid you have, you get $50 per minute, or 50 monies per minute, sorry. That's weird, I get the sudden feeling that there's someone else here.
No, I do not exist. I do not exist. I am actually, I'm sorry I couldn't make it, but, I had to fight the evil geese from planet
It's always the evil geese, isn't it?
It always is. They're evil, man. They're evil. So, about the squids, what have you already talked about, and what have you need to talk about?
I just started. I've already mentioned that there's squids and that you press buttons to get them, which is a fact I'm actually going to go over again here. So as you can see, I'm getting 50 every payday, and this command block back here updates. It summons a new command block every time I press the button. Also, it creates these signs here. It's basically a sign with the name of the squid and a little spawner down there that gives you a book with the full backstory of the squid. I'll let you read that on your own. Yeah, that's right, I'm throwing my trash off-world, because that's how real polluters do it.
Yes, if you throw it away, it disappears forever.
Mm-hmm. So, as you can see, I press that button, and I go down here, and that button's gone, so I can't pick Mr. Squid anymore, so which squid should I pick?
You should pick, I can't remember all of them.
Well, no, just pick by number. Like, which squid?
3.
So, the third on this side?
I'm not there, so I don't know.
Oh, right, I forgot to screen share. There we go. This one?
Yeah, sure, why not? Why the hell not?
Ah, we got Testificate, the squid.
Yay! Testificate!
Anyway, for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to sort of hurry up and show you a lot of these things. There is one of the... Did you... Mr. Squid, you're supposed to be in the tank. You get back in that
Yes.
tank, mister. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and cheat here.
No.
No.
What are you
Wait,
doing?
no, players. And 20 million.
That's how the real economy works. Just says payday. Oh, cool.
Oh,
You got
20 million
100.
and 100. Sweet.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
rich.
Yes.
Anyway, another thing you can do here is you can buy little decorations for your squid.
Wow. That was actually very Oh.
And you can
Oh.
see it makes a little popping noise, and it just
Well,
makes
I
the little
can't see the
decoration
popping
appear.
noises, but I saw that they just fell off. Wow,
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
it's a sweetiest
Anyway,
of the
before I go
sweets.
cover all the redstone, I'm going to just buy a couple more squid, and then I'll cover some of the redstone.
Squid
And
buddy!
there will be spoilers in this video, by the way.
Ricky!
Yay, Ricky! I'm not going to read the sign, but there he is. It's Ricky. These squids are invincible, by the way, so you don't have to worry about them dying or despawning or anything like that. Another squid. Oh wait, this map is almost ready for
hold on. Look
release.
at the price sign. I
Yeah,
have
the
a
price
feeling
sign
it changes.
updates. It changes
Wow.
every time you get a new button. Or a new squid. It makes it a little more
Button,
expensive.
yes, a new button. With every button, you will get a squid.
They're going to like what happens once I activate the Stairway to Heaven spawner. Anyway.
Oh, yes, that would be great.
I added a noise to it, but Professor Tentacle MD. This is the guy who. Oh.
Nick Usainer is online.
Yeah, this guy's spawner isn't working properly, so his book.
I can see that someone's online.
Indeed.
That wasn't a good idea. It wasn't a good idea to be online. You should have set to DND.
Alright, so there's Squiddy. Hello, Squiddy. I'm just gonna keep buying new squid until I have all 10. Spoiler, there's 10 squid you can get. Which,
No.
if that isn't obvious from the fact that there's 10 buttons down here.
No, there aren't. I thought there were 25.
Yes, obviously 5 plus 5 is 25.
Well, yeah.
Stormageddon, Dark Lord of all. That's my favorite squid right there.
Yes. I still like Ricky.
Bob. He's Bob. Ricky's an inside joke. No one's gonna get it. Sir Richard Edwington Smythe III. Yes.
Yes.
As you can see, we have all the squid unlocked, so this is a special surprise. And we can get a, let me just make a note. Those obtained new squid buddy signs are supposed to go away. New squid buddy signs not going away. Alright, so, what this means is
Is it supposed to go away?
absolutely nothing, apparently. The redstone's a bit derped. I'm just going to conduct a manual override on this thing.
Everyone, this is all broken. Don't listen. Don't play this game. He sucks at making maps.
Oh, I know what went wrong. Hang on. Well, looks like it's time to show you guys the redstone.
Yeah.
You might want to shield your eyes, Alex. I'm not sure you're ready to see this. And waiting for the world to load. There we go. As you can see, there really isn't that much redstone behind this guy. Well, I mean, part of it hasn't loaded yet, but there really isn't that much redstone. There's just a few specific circuits, all of which are easily explainable. I'm just waiting for this guy here to... Oh, I think the server crashed. Technical difficulty, and we're back. Anyway, sorry, there's a current bug where if you start it, without using a bat to start with a little more RAM, sometimes it crashes when you're in the spawn chunk, which is okay, because during normal gameplay, you're really not ever in the spawn chunk. Except for like a 1 second time when you enter. Which I guess means you would have to initially start it on higher RAM. Just keep that in mind. This I'm actually planning on replacing with a summon. All it does is... Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So basically the way this works is there's this clock right here. Right? And this clock is triggering a couple things. You've got this thing right here, which detects buying squid. Basically, when the player, I'll just go over the squid purchasing mechanics first. When the player enters the little room and gets buying squid set to 1, and again, this can only happen if they afford it. If they can't afford it, they can't even trigger the sequence to begin with. And so that activates this clock right here, because I don't want all this redstone going off extraneously and stuff. It would just be silly. This just teleports me back to the play area. So that activates this line here. As you can see, with each line, it's a specific squid, and this is basically the way the squid buttons work. You press the button, and it teleports you, basically. It sets your buy squid value to 0, and it sets an objective, which triggers one of these guys. As you can see, these guys trigger a few things. First off, you've got the actual squid spawns that summoned in. And you've got the little announcement that tells you that, hey, you've got new squid, here's its name. And over here you can see this is the stuff that drops the spawner, and this is the stuff that drops like the enchanting table and the sign and all that. I'm not sure what, if that's the sign, and that's this is the enchant. Okay, so it also drops something else. I'm not entirely sure what. Is that? Yeah, anyway. And it also triggers this sucker, which I made using Texelelf's spawner filter, and it should spawn the little book spawner. So, to get this straight, it's a minecart that spawns a minecart spawner that spawns a falling sand, which drops and becomes a spawner, which then spawns the books. Yeah. Anyway, what it also does is it triggers this line. Like every time you buy a squid, it triggers this line, which goes over here and activates these guys. Now, these guys do is they teleport you out of that little room. They summon an item over here. Now, to explain what that does, this is the payday circuit, and I think I quite like the way I designed this. Basically, you've got an item that has 1 minute till death sitting on this pressure plate here. When it despawns, it activates this summon, which summons another item with 1 minute till death, and it also activates this circuit. It just excellent. He's back. Just a moment. He was attacked by space geese. He's not going to be able to make it. Sorry. Anyway, while he is valiantly fighting off the space geese, you've got this circuit here. And basically the way this works is that summon command over here, you may notice it summons 23 of 95 at these specific coordinates right over here. What that does is slowly fill this hopper. It goes into the hopper and slowly fills it. As you can see, the hopper's already pretty full. That's because I have 10 squid. Like, I have bought all 10 squid. So, that means that for every pulse, all of this will be activated. The first one activates 2. Anyway, for each pulse, all of these will be activated. And all of these have the same command. They give you 50 monies. So what that means is, every time you buy a squid, you increase the amount of monies that you're getting every time the circuit cycles by 50. Pretty simple, I think. Right here. Buying squid 0. It sets all the players to buying squid 0, which allows them to buy another squid. Because the reason I did that is because it's such an open map, you can actually press the buy squid button from above, so I needed some kind of detector to see if they actually legitimately purchased the squid to make the button work for them. And this one's blank. Well, that's awkward. I'm sure it had a use at some point. Yeah, I don't know what... Well, I guess I'll find out exactly what the use used to be when something goes horribly, horribly wrong. So, yeah. Let's make a note here. Alright. Well, I'll find it on a full test anyway, I'm sure. I'm sure it's nothing important. over here, you've got this clock here, and you may notice I'm using glowstone for the buses. That's because it means fewer light updates, a little less lag. Anyway, over here. Oh, whoops. I forgot to reset this guy. This is a circuit that triggers when you get off Squid. I'll cover that when I cover this circuit. Anyway, over here you've got this circuit that lets you buy things. So each one of these, it's the same as the Squid buying button. You press the button, it charges you, and it basically lets you buy one of these things. So that triggers all these guys, which are just summon blocks, and these guys, which just make a noise. It summons the thing in the room. It's pretty simple. It doesn't actually give you any gameplay benefit or whatever. Also tacked on to this, I threw up the effect things, which I was too lazy to do something proper. It'll keep you from needing food, keep you from breaking blocks, and let you breathe underwater when you unlock the spoiler. So anyway, once all these are activated, it should activate this sucker, which spawns stairs. It basically spawns, as you can see, it's a 5-step process. It spawns, we're not going to be able to see it, but it spawns the button. Well, I'll show you once we get back to the thing. It spawns a special button. Let's just say that. So over here on this circuit, you can see every time you buy a new squid, this is the circuit that, it's just a basic mem latch. Sends out a 1-tick pulse. It teleports you down to that little room, and it sets all this stuff. And it's basically just a memory latch. Like when you activate this the first time, it activates these command blocks, which set the sign in the command block to something higher. And it just goes down the line as such, all the way down to the surprise. It sets the secret surprise sign. These are the things that are supposed to get rid of, they're supposed to get rid of the, whatchamacallits, but I see now that I kind of messed up on the redstone for that, so, I'll fix that later. So anyway, that makes the button for secret surprise, which doesn't actually do anything, at the moment, unless you've unlocked the stairs, which activates end sequence and activates this clock. But I'm going to replace this with a summon. Actually, let me just add that to my to-do right now. Secret summon. Just a moment. Okay. I'm just going to be making some tweaks to the way the surprise button works and everything. Not really anything shocking, you know. So basically, once that's ready, it activates the end sequence. Once you press that special surprise button, and this is where the real spoilers come in. In the end of the game, you get abducted by squids and taken to a human tank. So this just sets all the stuff. It actually does set a little sign that says no more squids and gets rid of the button and stuff. Kind of unnecessary because you're no longer there, but who knows, maybe someone will join the server. I don't want a button there messing everything up. It also clears the command block. And it adds, you know, a little blindness effect, just, you know, pretty standard effect for getting teleported away or whatever. And this is where it gets interesting. The outro sequence actually has a, oh yeah, that's the thing that teleports everywhere. So the outro sequence actually has 2 versions, because it gives you sort of a biography, like, you know how all of those books have the bios of the different squids and stuff. It basically does that, but for the players. Which means that I need one if there's only one player playing, and another if there's multiple players, which is why I use this test for. I test for at A, it returns a redstone output. If there's only one player, it just activates this guy. And if there's 2, then it activates that guy, and this little circuit here just makes sure that it's at the correct strength. So it doesn't activate the singular when it's meant to activate plural. It's untested, but it should work. And that's pretty much it as far as the redstone goes. There is spawn stair down here, but it seems pretty obvious. It's just, it activates a couple of Seth plane spawners and trips that circuit up there. And basically just plays a little effect and gets rid of the sign or whatever. Pretty self-explanatory, I believe. So, let's go back here. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, it can't activate that because, okay. Because that redstone was broken, and when I replaced it, I didn't have those areas loaded, which means the button's not there. So, yay. Easy fix though. All I have to do is add the objective castle. Oh, devlogs, why do you never go correctly? Hey, at least we'll get to see the little spawning animation for it though. Castle dummy. As you can see, it added a little bit of a thing. I had to use a lever here because I couldn't get the button to work properly, but it doesn't really matter. It probably tried to make another castle, not like it could, so that doesn't make much of a difference. Anyway, Stairway to Heaven. Yep, I went there. If I went away, you can see. That's the final reward. Stairway to Heaven. You can just climb this and jump into the tank. And you've got water breathing, so you can just hang around down there all day. Man, this is a crowded tank. Hello, Larry. How are you? And Ricky. And Squiddy and Stormageddon, Dark Lord of all. God love good old Stormageddon, Dark Lord of all. So that's that. That's the final reward. And once you do that, it unlocks the special surprise, which is 5,000, so you have to save up a bit for it. But, as you can see, it intercepts that thing and dumps you in here. It, gives you a bio. As you can see, it actually says your name. Oh wow, the payday circuit's still going. I need to do that. Disable payday on game end. So that'll be fixed. But yeah, that's the game. As you can see, we're in a little squid tank. I'm gonna have some. There's our book over there. I'm going to have some giant squid statues to sort of loom near you, I guess. Once I find someone capable of making half-decent giant squid statues. So that's about it for GSW 2.5 devlog. I'm going to get this edited and uploaded and all in working order. This map will be released once all the bugs are kinked out. And yeah, that's it. Goodbye.